I don't know, with like a nonprofit or a charity organization. He's the head of Santa Ballet. He started Santa Ballet on his own. So I don't know if he receives money from that, but I mean, with Meghan Markle, with her acting career, she's already, did you guys hear about the Disney thing that she's going to be doing?
She'll be doing
yeah.
I was cracking up when you could see him telling the head of Disney she does voiceover work. I was like, what?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, so she could be a royal princess and a Disney princess, maybe.
Well, I was laughing because I said that to Jen. I go, she probably told him she would love to be a voiceover for a Disney princess.
Yeah, damn straight. Hey, get all the princess titles under your belt, Megan. You go, girl. I think a lot of it, I've been speaking a lot to like family and friends about this because they all ask me, which is cute. I love that they do. But I think that a big part of it is, I mean, if you go back, and there's so many layers to, I'm sure, what brought them to this decision. But if you go back to when he was, just a child and his mom passed away, I mean, his entire life he grew up, he was born into this position. He didn't decide he wanted to be a part of the royal family. He didn't decide he wanted to be famous. He didn't decide he wanted to have paparazzi following him around everywhere he goes. And we all know that William and Harry both feel like the paparazzi had a huge hand in ending their mom's life. And then Meghan comes into the picture after Harry has had this kind of tumultuous upbringing and his teenage years. I mean, when I lived over there, he was all over the front pages for, like, he dressed up as a Nazi on Halloween and he punched a doctor and all that stuff, right? So he went through this huge rebellious stage, which you can understand. I mean, William's been groomed from the get-go. He's the heir and Harry is the spare. And so Harry's, tried to carve out his own niche, but obviously acted out a bit in like his earlier years and that kind of thing. He finally finds a woman after Chelsea Davy and all the other relationships that ended because they couldn't handle what being with him entailed in regards to the, people infringing on their privacy. He finds Meghan, and then all of a sudden there's all these awful stories about, her racial background and, the fact that she's an actress and she's American and everything. And I think, I truly think that it's a wonderful thing that they're doing. I think that they both deserve it. And I think Harry finally, it's kind of, I don't think it's a middle finger to the institution, but I think in a way it's Harry and Meghan have realized that their mental health and the health of their child will benefit from not being a part of that institution anymore in the way that Harry always has been and has always expected to be, if that makes sense. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, they're never going to end up, not being able to pay the bills. And I'm sure that Charles would help him out if they did need any help or whatever. But yeah, like there's so much to it when you look back on it and when you look back at what Harry's been through in his life, and he's finally found this woman that he's so obviously, truly, madly, deeply in love with, and all of a sudden she's getting the same kind of scrutiny and criticism and things that his mom received. And I think a lot of it might be a bit of a fear that the same thing could happen to her, that not the same thing that happened to Diana with, her passing away, but I mean, just she dealt with that for so many years, and Harry saw his mom and couldn't do anything to help her. So I think that this is kind of his chance to protect.
That's what I think it is.
The woman that he loves. Yeah. And
they're horrible.
So that oh yeah. What, the paparazzi?
Oh my God, this the press alone. Remember, Jen?
Mm-hmm.
That thing that you guys posted in our group with the two, but between the way she was wearing the exact same outfits almost as Kate, and they were being horrific to her.
There was a thing about her buying an avocado, and I don't even know the whole thing, like the avocados are like endangered or something. Anyways, people were freaking out that she was buying this avocado. And then on the flip side, there's William, I guess, Kate, that's what she was really craving when she was pregnant with one of the kids. And William's bringing her an avocado. And they're like, oh, isn't he the greatest husband in the world bringing her an avocado? Like,
they're supposed to help with morning sickness. And Kate always has that Graviarda, blah, 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 whatever it is, that awful more. And Jen, that's what they did. They with Kate, it was all William lovingly took an avocado that somebody gave to him to give to his wife because they had read It Helps Morning Sickness. And then with Megan, it was like, entitled royal, is eating a vegetable
in the world.
Yeah. And it was the same with the baby bump cradling thing. That annoyed me so much that was actually a thing. Man, if she's got a baby in her tummy and she wants to put her hands on that baby every minute of every day, then go.
Every pregnant woman does that.
They're just so crazy. Being racist. Oh, they're so racist too.
Yeah. There was a lot of race. And then obviously the stuff with her family, with her dad, staging photographs, looking like, he was at an internet cafe and, looking up articles about his daughter, and then he went to get a suit and he staged that. And
also,
I mean, God, like, I feel bad for the two of them, and I'm so pleased that they have said, instead of just going along with it like they're expected to, because they were expected to, be a part of that institution, and everybody was calling them the Fab Four, William, Kate, and Harry and Meghan, and they don't want it because it's not what they feel will enrich their lives, and I think that's awesome.
Do you think she's really fighting with Kate?
No, that's a thing. I don't know. And that's something funny enough that I've thought about a lot, which I'm sure I'm probably the only person in my circle of friends that he's never thing, because I mean, as an Anglophile and royalist and monarchist, I kind of like, you kind of want it to be like the happy fairy tale where, the two brothers who have gone through so much and have never, let each other down and stuff, their wives become BFFs, and it would just be quite sweet. I mean, we all know it should have been me that married Harry, but we all also know that Meghan is the one that has made him the happiest, so that's fine. But seeing that there was a rift or whatever, and that Kate was, jealous that Meghan kind of got away with things that are, she wore black nail polish to the fashion awards, and she hasn't been wearing, nylons under her dresses and stuff like that the Queen apparently expects them to do. And Meghan is like, she hasn't from the get-go. She's kind of said, sorry, but I don't, I don't want to wear stockings with this dress. And she painted her nails black for the fashion awards where she received an award and that kind of thing. And apparently a lot of what they say is causing the strife is Kate going, well, like, I've always done it, why doesn't she have to? But I don't know if I could see Kate being that way, because that would be a little bit petty, I guess. And I mean, you're the future queen of bloody England, you know what I mean? So if that's what you're worrying about, you need to sort out your issues, I suppose. But I don't know, because we're not behind closed doors with them. All I know is that you used to see them all together when they very first got together and announced engagement, and they did a Heads Together conference, which was the charity that the four of them were supposed to be in, and they're also stepping back from that charity now. And now they've called it like the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge Royal Trust or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's quite a new title though. But that Heads Together was about, mental illness and helping, Commonwealth and obviously British people stay healthy mentally, and depression and that kind of thing. And they talked about grieving their mom, and they talked about, the stuff that Harry had gone through and everything. And now all of a sudden they've pulled away from that charity, and they're starting their own foundation that is focused on women's empowerment and whatever else they're doing. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to entail.
I just think it's super weird that, like, the two of them, nobody else in the world can relate to them the way they should be able to relate to each other. Like, I think if anything, that would have made them friends. Because there's so much that only the two of them are only going to experience.
Yes, as future wives or wives of, the heir and the spare, and coming into that institution, because it's called an institution for a reason, because you basically, I would imagine, become institutionalized, even though they're in these beautiful palaces and castles and that kind of thing.
But they're stuck in them.
Yeah, they're giving up their freedom and, the ability to do the things that normal people do. So yeah, you're right, Jen. I totally agree that you would think that would be something her and Kate would bond over, that Kate would kind of take her under her wing and show her, the ropes of, being the granddaughter-in-law of HRH.
The Queen's a bit of a bitch. This is what you can get away with. This is what you totally have to.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if, I don't know if any of that happened. It seemed at first, because they showed pictures of them on Christmas Day and at the christening and stuff. And they, and they sat together during the Invictus Games, I believe, or was it Wimbledon? It might have been Wimbledon, where her and Kate went to watched a match. I think it might have been Wimbledon.
Yeah, Wimbledon. Invictus was here. That's when they first came out together.
That's right, yes. And they came out and she was wearing jeans and her little
button down.
Black button down, or white button down shirt. Yeah. That was the day my heart broke. The day I knew my dreams were shattered.
Now he's back on this soil. Maybe they'll run into him.
I mean,
You just picked the wrong end of the country to move to.
Hey, man, I'll take one for the team and go over there if he needs, what are they called, concubines? I don't know. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for saying that, but, I mean, or if he just, there's a lot of water around there. If Megan just disappeared and I turned up, it would be okay. I'm just kidding. I mean, if she got lost on a boat. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything to Meghan Markle, for the record.
Oh, bless.
Anyway. But yeah, it's crazy. It's a way to start 2020 with a bang, Harry and Meghan.
Yeah. So I don't think she's friends with Kate, number one. I don't think they like each other. I don't think Kate likes her. And I think Kate might be a little jealous.
You reckon?
I don't know. It's just this feeling I have because I think Kate knows that eventually Meghan was going to be free of that life, and she's never going to be free.
And Kate, darling, when she came in, the whole world loved her, and then all of a sudden Meghan shows up, and everybody kind of forgot about Kate. Even her having a baby in the middle of that.
Right. I heard that she. I mean, I have read that she doesn't have, I mean, she kind of has a miserable existence because they're constantly being stalked, and I heard she's on a lot of mommy message boards. She's got a lot of alias names, I heard, just so she can try to have people to talk to. Have you read that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she had the first baby, she was supposedly on a couple parenting Facebook pages under an alias because she just wanted, other moms to talk to.
She really doesn't. I mean, think about it. Where's she going? She can't do anything. Where I believe, Meghan got on that plane and flew coach, and nobody knew it was her.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if she has on a baseball hat and sunglasses, even Kate could blend, but they're never going to let her even try to blend.
No. Too much of a security risk
for
that.
Meghan and Harry eventually will be able to. I mean, honestly, I think about how many times I've been into airports and whatever, and I could have walked past somebody super famous, and if they don't have a ton of people with them or security, I wouldn't know who they were.
No.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I mean, do you think they're going to let them just go out and live a normal life, or will they always have to have security?
I don't know. And so now that's the big debate thing here going on.
Okay.
Is who's going to pay for security when they come over here?
Okay, but do you think they're going to need that uber secure? I mean, they're living in Vancouver. Do you think they're going to, and obviously it doesn't look fair while they're living in $1 billion castle right now, which is being lended to them, right, by a friend of David Foster, they said?
Well, and on the island at that in Vancouver. It's not even Vancouver proper. They're over on Vancouver Island, which is that more remote. I'm sure all the hotels right now are full of paparazzi and stuff trying to get their pictures, but they're going to tire of that because they're not going to be doing anything exciting there worth taking pictures of. I think this was a good move for them, and I think people will stop to care.
Do you think that they're going to live there on Vancouver Island?
I don't know. I'm really surprised that they didn't actually come to Toronto. because this is where she lived when she was filming Suits. And Jessica Mulrooney, one of